And welcome to the Steve Malzberg Show. It is the Thursday edition from our New York City studios. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest in this first segment, and I want to devote the entire segment to him. As you know, we now have a total of 8 Israelis dead at the hands of Palestinian terrorists, some of them 13-year-old boys with knives who decide to stab Israeli citizens at bus stops or wherever they may be. And the way the media is covering it is a problem, and what's more problematic are the words and the incitement by the Palestinian leadership, which continues to this very moment. Joining us in studio is Danon. He is Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, a brand new position, and of course former Israel defense minister. Hello, sir.
Hello, Steve.
Mr. Ambassador,
great to be here.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, you take over at a time of great turmoil in your country. As I said, eight Israelis dead. The Prime Minister spoke out today and said that this has to stop, said he's willing to meet with Mahmoud Abbas to help it stop. I just heard the Palestinian negotiator, Erekat, on CNN, and he would not say that they would meet with Netanyahu unless he stops settlements and does this and recognizes 67 borders, etc. So where are we?
Well, unfortunately, we thought the wave of terrorism washed the streets of Israel, and everybody became a target. Kids, women, the elderly. I think the main issue is the incitement of the leaders of the Palestinians. They don't really care about talking to the Prime Minister or negotiating. They care about inciting, they care about bashing Israel in the UN, condemning Israel, and not promote peace. And I think what we see, what's happening now in Israel, it is very disturbing. Because you mentioned the boy, that last Monday took a knife. This boy is 13 years old. He went out of his house, not to play soccer, not to play football.
I want to show footage of that. That's the first of all, that's the boy who Mahmoud Abbas has said and the Palestinian Authority has said is dead and has put out on social media.
He said he was executed by the Israelis.
Right, executed.
And now he's being treated in the Hadassah hospital in Jerusalem.
Hospital. But I want to show. Let's go to 118. There's no sound on it, but I want to show you cut 118, and this is the progression of the attack. The way that the Palestinians talk about it was just 2 13-year-old boys who were attacked by Israeli police.
Actually going with knives,
right?
And they're looking for a target.
They're looking for a target. Here you can see them running with the knives. They're chasing this man. The knives are in their hands. 2 13-year-old boys, Palestinian boys with knives in their hands, chasing him down. They give up on getting that man for some reason. And then what's going to happen here is they're going to wind up going after an Israeli boy. You'll see they're running. There they are again with the knives in their hand. And they're going to attack a boy who leaves a convenience store. There he is. He's in front there on the circle. I think another 13-year-old boy, an Israeli, he gets on his bicycle in the circle, and they stab him while he's on his bicycle. And then, if you keep watching the video, what happens here, you see the little boy, he's scared, he sees what happens, he runs. Now, you're going to see the assailants, these are the kids who did the stabbing, running towards police officers with the knife when they were told to stop. That's one of them, and there was another. And again, Abbas calls this, not yet, take that off. Abbas calls this cold-blooded murder of Palestinians when they're attacking Israelis with knives.
Steve, you look at those pictures and you ask yourself, how come a child, a boy, is doing such act? And I want to explain how it happens. When this boy goes to school and opens the textbook, he reads against the Jewish people, dehumanizing the Jewish people, inciting against the Israelis. When he goes home, he hears the same voices. When he watches the television, the public, not the Islamic Jihad television, not the Hamas, the Fatah, the Palestinian Authority television, the public television.
That the U.S. supports financially.
He looks at the television and he hears the voices telling him, go kill Israelis. Yeah. And this is the outcome. And I think we need to condemn it. We need to hear from leaders here in the U.S., in the UN, condemning the incitement. Why do not hear a very clear voice, not to call to all sides to stop violence? There is no both sides here.
Well, there
is one side who is attacking, who is stabbing innocent people in the streets, and we are there to protect ourselves.
Well, that's what happened at the State Department yesterday. Now, John Kerry has come out and said there's no excuse for violence today. But yesterday, the State Department spokesman stood there and said, both sides. The president called both leaders, Netanyahu and Abbas, and we urge both sides, and it's got to stop on both sides. Why does the U.S. take that position?
There are no both sides for this conflict. There is one side who is a terrorist, who are the aggressors, who is taking kids and using them. You know, I feel bad for this boy. By the way, he will be out of the hospital in a few days, that he got to this position. And you cannot actually blame Israel for that. And you cannot blame the Israeli forces for defending the Israelis. You know, those police officers did exactly what we expect them to do. To stop the violence, to stop the terrorists. If an NYPD officer saw somebody with a knife here down when we walk out the studio, right, he would have done the same.
Absolutely.
That is the job of the police in Israel.
Okay, I want to. We did put up 106. Here's more incitement. The Palestinian, there was a 19-year-old law student. You know, they always say these kids with no future, no jobs. This was a Palestinian law student who committed a terrorist attack, killed 2 Israelis, and was killed by the Israeli authorities. And the law school is giving him an honorary law degree posthumously, again, celebrating the death of a terrorist.
It's not only the law school. Abu Mazen himself, instead of condemning the terrorist, he makes them heroes. You know, when you ask an American kid who is idolized, he will tell you a football player,
right,
a celebrity,
right,
a politician. When you ask the Palestinians, they idolize the jihadic radical terrorist, yeah, who committed suicide killing in Israel. This is insane.
Yep.
That's why we have to condemn. And first of all, we have to fight, and we will fight. We will prevail. We have the police, the army. It is not the first attacks that we are experiencing, but for the long run, we have to stop the incitement.
And it's always, well, you left out, I love, not love, but the Palestinian television used Mickey Mouse to kill the Jew. You know, let's kill the Jew. I've seen that, I've played that over the years. Okay, but the media, Israel's enemy has always been the media as well. And I just want to put up, listen to, this is 119, Jose Diaz-Balart on MSNBC. Listen to what he had to say.
It seems as though this individual, who did have a camouflage T-shirt and camouflage pants, did have what appears to be a knife in his right hand. We have something else in his left hand. We've been able to actually clearly see this, Mickey, but it didn't seem that in the area where he was shot, there was anybody nearby. There were no civilians. This was a very well protected and sparse area. It happened about, what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon your time. But it seems as though in the area there was no imminent danger where he was shot, as we see this video.
So here's MSNBC, this guy Jose Diaz-Balart saying, why did Israel have to shoot this guy with a knife running after people? How do you react to that?
Actually, if you looked very carefully, you could have seen somebody is running.
I saw people.
You saw people running.
Yeah.
So what you expect? You want to wait that the knife will be at the heart of the citizens who are running away? What do they expect? When a terrorist is taking a knife, you need to stop him.
Is this naive or is this anti-Israel bias?
It is not the only incident that we saw.
No.
We saw major news outlets saying Palestinian was killed in Jerusalem.
I want to show this. Okay, here's Al Jazeera. We go through Al Jazeera real quick. You'd expect it from Al Jazeera, 102. Okay, you'd expect this from Palestinian shot dead after fatal stabbing. Of course, the guy was a terrorist. Next, go to the next one. LA Times. Just as bad. 6 Palestinian teens die. Toronto Star, another one saying the Palestinians. And the Wall Street Journal. Let's go to the Wall Street Journal. Also, with the Palestinian, okay, that one, saying the Palestinians are killed. But when you hear, yes, the media is your enemy, I believe. But when you hear Jose Diaz-Balart say that, again, do you believe that this is naivete, or do you believe this is part of an anti-Israel bias?
I will ask every reporter to come to Israel and to experience by himself. If you would see somebody is running after him with a knife, what he would do at that moment? I would expect the police officer to do whatever is needed to stop him, and I think they did exactly what we expect them to do.
You will weather this storm? Israel will weather this storm? You'll survive this? You'll get by with this?
Absolutely. It is not easy for us. You know, I have a lot of family and friends. People are afraid to take a bus, to walk in the street, but we are strong and we will prevail.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations, Mr. Ambassador. I love calling you Mr. Ambassador. All right, folks, we're coming back. The Malzberg panel with Hank Scheinkopf and Noah Rothman. It's next, right here on the Steve Malzberg Show, only on Newsmax Television.